Try being alone without any form of distraction, and you will see how quickly you want to get away from yourself and forget what you are. That is why this enormous structure of professional amusement is so prominent, part of our, what we call civilization. If you observe, you will see that people the world over are becoming more and more distracted, increasingly sophisticated and worldly. And this was decades ago. Because we are inwardly empty, dull, mediocre. See? Got friends. We use our relationships and our social reforms as a means of escaping ourselves. I wonder if you've ever noticed how lonely most people are. To escape from loneliness, we run to temples, churches, or mosques. We dress up and attend social functions, read, and so on. If you inquire a little into boredom, you'll find that the cause of it is loneliness. It is in order to escape from loneliness that we want to be together. We want to be entertained, to have distractions of every kind, gurus, religious ceremonies, prayers, or at least for the latest novel. Being inwardly lonely, we become mere spectators in life. And we can only be the players when we understand loneliness and go beyond it. Krishnamurti. Now, so this loneliness business, right? See? This spectator. What I'm going to postulate is that he's speaking about what I just spoke about, this inner one. See, the spectator. This isolated inner one who is existentially lonely. Existentially alone, of course. There's no choice about that. Do you understand? Once you are separated out and you live in a world that's not shared by anyone but you, you have to be alone in that world. No choice. But also lonely, because you crave something more than this being in this world. And boring and mundane. See, the place you would never think to look. I recommended it in this book, I'm sure. I'm sure there's a place in there where I recommended. Where wouldn't you think to look? Where's a place you wouldn't think to look? And I pointed people in that direction. You wouldn't think to look there. See, it's probably you wouldn't think to look for the truth in, horrible, terrible, dank places or whatever, the evil parts of yourself or whatever, right? Maybe, but you would do that because you want to avoid that and you don't want it to be true. But you probably wouldn't think to look into this mundane, lonely, isolated, boring world, See? That you do experience, right? But you've made it a career being entertained. In so many ways, on so many levels, right? See, that you can avoid that most of the time. Yeah. See, so now why don't you spend a couple, 3 days, don't avoid it at all. Don't avoid it. Embrace it. Look there. Contemplate there. Put yourself in there as your contemplation.